Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Schifferbooks.com is the website if you're interested. Feel free to freeze frame there and check out whatever you need to check out. Supportive Oracle Cards. Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Website for Sandra. There's a couple. They're all Hay House. If I can pop it open. There we go. Hay House website's right there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out anything you would like to, of course. Okay. What do we have for Gemini? What's going on here? Is this good or bad is a good question. Okay, it's all about the situation. All about the situation. Do you want to keep it? Do you not want to keep it? Do you need to keep it? It's something that I feel like overall you like. Overall you like. You got the Knight of Cups here. But I feel like it's kind of like Gemini likes change. They like change. They like things to be a little bit different every now and then. They don't like same. They like different. They like things to this, like at least like could be at least like, for example, if you're living in the same house, if you're living in it for 10 years, you'll probably repaint things, redecorate, change colors, upgrade the outside. Like you'll keep changing. You may, even if you live in the same location for 10 years, you'll want to change things around a few times just so it stays fresh, so it looks different. So you feel like it's, you got to keep it lively somehow. You know what I mean? I feel like, for example, if you have a garden every year, you would change what you have in that garden, where you put it. You'd move it around. You wouldn't want it in the same spot every time. I don't know. That's just kind of like, even if it's the same, there's something about it that's different for you to stay happy with it. And it's at this point that's kind of like, I don't know if I can really change anything. I kind of want to change things but keep the main part. And I want to switch it up, but not switch the whole situation. Again, I want to live in the same spot, but I want to paint things differently. I want to redecorate. I want to move things around. I used to have that when I was a kid. I used to do that with my bedroom. I used to move things around all the time, just so it looked different to me. I don't know why, but I used to, and I can understand how that would just kind of make it lively. And I feel like you're doing a lot of work trying to keep yourself interested. You're putting a lot of effort into this to try to keep yourself interested. I feel like that's where a lot of your energy is going. I want to stay invested. I feel like I need to stick with it. I feel like this is really good for me. I want to do that. But what is this energy? There's this energy that's just... What is this? So this should be a compatible card for you. Page of Swords should be fine. This card is not working well for you, though. It's not going that well. Because I feel like something's getting caught up in this game, this web, and the question is, what's really going on? Things are out of balance. Things are not matching up the way they should. They're almost like it's almost like they're upside down or something. Things aren't working right. Now, I feel like Gemini is great with puzzles and can usually figure out what the truth is. Like, you can see a lot of different angles and start really, figuring out, like, oh, this is how that happened. This is where this goes. That's why that's there. That's why this isn't working. The energy is very passively elusive. Passively elusive. It's almost like, if you're looking at, if you almost like you're doing a Sudoku, but like you're in the very beginning stages and there's just enough information to start working on it, but it's like, well, this seems like it works there. Wait, no, that doesn't work there. Well, this could work here, but no. And then you get halfway through the puzzle and you're like, oh, that worked for all that time, but now I'm seeing this doesn't work here. Now I got to move this out of here. It's very elusive. It's kind of like, it's very complicated. It seems like it should be simpler than it is. Um, it has so many moving parts. The deeper you get into it, the more moving parts you see with it. But I feel like this is another thing that really pulls you into it, keeps your brain very active. Um, so you're trying to keep yourself very connected to it. You're trying to keep it lively, but then there's another factor. What is this? What is this? Like, this is very interesting to me because it doesn't seem to fit the exact piece. Like the original, like if we're looking at your home, for example, and you're keeping yourself very active and you're keeping it very lively and you're changing things up constantly, this other element is almost like another person who also lives there. And it's like, this is somebody who keeps going around your house and they're like, renovating the kitchen, for example. They take out the kitchen sink, they take down the cupboards, and they redesign where everything's going to be. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, all right, actually I'm going to put the kitchen where the living room used to be. So let's take down the living room, and then we're going to make that the nope. Actually, let's divide that in half. Like, this very elusive, very like. It's kind of like, wait a minute, what's going on? You're kind of like, all right, I understand keeping it lively, but you're like, this is getting a little out of hand. Even you're like, wait, this is getting out of hand. And I feel like that's what it is. Somebody else you're dealing with in the situation, the way they're trying to keep the situation lively, it's kind of like you're trying to keep it like still livable and lively. They're like reconstructing things, and you're like, what are you doing? You're like, you better not, don't make this bad. Like, you better not make this bad. Don't make this bad for us. This other energy is just, the way they're trying to keep it lively is just not as compatible. I don't know. Because I feel like your energy is kind of like, if we repaint the walls, redecorate some things, move the furniture around, maybe, switch up bedrooms. Like, instead of being my bedroom on the first floor, I'm going to move it to the second floor, or maybe I'll change rooms and stuff like that. Or maybe, we'll take instead of the game room being in the basement, maybe we'll put that up in the attic. Like, that's how you would move things around, just really change things around, change the whole flow of the place. They're like doing reconstruction. They're like constantly doing reconstruction in these rooms, and then changing, like, instead of the kitchen being here, we're going to make the kitchen over there, and in fact we're going to make it a half kitchen. And you're like, what are you doing? I like having a full kitchen. It's confusing. I feel like it's kind of like you understand switching it up, but you're like, to you it's like that's not going to work for me. I don't like that change. Like, I understand, I like changes, but I don't like that change. I feel like that's where I'm going with this. And can you work with it? Yeah. Do you want to? No. It's kind of like that. Because I'm starting to feel like I feel like I've created a monster, and I'm feeling stuck. I'm like, oh my god, I said I was okay with some changes. I didn't realize it was going to happen like this. And I'm feeling like I'm stuck with these changes. I'm stuck with them, and I have to now wait to see how it plays out. And I'm not happy with, like, I'm not really happy, but I'm like, I have to wait for it to work out to find out where it's going to go next. With this Four of Cups. Like, I have to wait and see what's coming next. Where is this going? This is a little bit crazy. Like, this, I feel like this is odd to say, but this is even too much. This is going too many different directions even for you guys. You can follow it, but you don't like it. Like, you get it, but you don't like it. I feel like that's the way I'm trying to say it. Like, you see how it's all happening, you see where it's all going, you just don't like it. I feel like that's just the bottom line. I just don't like it. The thing is, you gotta, like, get this person to finish it off, and then don't let it happen again. You gotta stabilize it. Stop the changes. And I feel like that's again where we're getting the Four of Coins. You have to be the one who calls this and says no more changes, which it almost kills you to do so. But I almost feel like you hate doing that, but it's kind of like the more changes we get, the worse it gets. We got to stop. I feel like it's just really contradictory to who you are as a person to say no more changes. No more changes. Stick with it where it is. Stop where it is. Stop. No, no, stop. And I feel like we have to get it to all settle now. We want that to settle. We want this energy to settle. It's like if we're going to use the house as an analogy again, it's kind of like, all right, finish the renovations you chose. Not really a fan of half of them, but let's just finish them. Finish them and see how it plays out. And I feel like you're kind of like, no more reservations. Just finish what you decided on, and no more. Just finish it. And I feel like the situation, not you, but whoever you're dealing with is really upset about this because you're not letting them do it. Like, you're kind of like, no, finish what you started, and that's that. Then stop. That's it. Just finish. You want to move that over there? All right, you're halfway through it. Finish it. But don't create anything or don't start any new ones. We're just going to finish what you started. That's it. No more changes. No more change. I'm like, I feel like you hate this, but at the same time, you're like, I can't stand it. It's got to stop. They got the Ten of Swords with the Lovers, which the Lovers card is the Gemini card, which almost makes me feel like the fact that you're not letting them make any more changes, they hate that because they want to do a bunch more. But no. It's got to stop. The fact that you let them do that much, they just need to have appreciation for that. And they do seem to be appreciative of that. But I feel like we need to stabilize it. You got to have more control over this, definitely. Because once the stability comes in, once it's stabilized again, we have to bring it. It all has to stabilize again. No more changes. It's got to stabilize. Like you're putting the situation in the Hanged Man position, but by doing that, because I feel like the Hanged Man is kind of like what's been started needs to be finished, and nothing else changes until that's been finished. That's what I'm getting for that Hanged Man. Kind of like no more changes. Stop it. Things stabilize. And then new possibilities open, but you got to keep control of this. You got to control this out of control energy. Because I feel like it's got really out of point, but I'm getting like there's going to be more things that are going to happen, but they have to stay within line. I feel like it's kind of like, all right, once everything is stabilized, so now we got where the kitchen was is now the living room. Where the living room was is half a kitchen and then half a dining room. Maybe that's what they did with it. You have to decide what you like and what you don't like. So if you want something to change, you got to talk with this person and be like, all right, we can do maybe more renovations, but this is what I want and this is where I want it. Don't do anything. Talk with me about it. If we agree on something, we can go forward, but do not do anything until we have agreed on it. Then you have to show me the plans and show me what you want to do. And if I agree to it, then we can do it. But we're not going to do it like we did before. Because there will be more movements forward, but there's a lot of restriction here. With all tied up, we got to restrict it a lot. It's very hard for this person, but I feel like this is what's for the best. The seventh, the crown chakra here. This is how it has to go. This is how it has to go. I do feel like it's hard. I don't feel like it's really the way you like doing it, but I feel like you've learned the hard way that if we want this to work out, this is the way we need to do it. That's why I feel the crown chakra coming in, like for the best opportunity for this to work out the best, this is how we got to handle this. And it's very restrictive again. I'm getting another restrictive energy with this Nine of Wands, kind of like holding the line, keeping it where it needs to go, boundaries. It's really good. It's very restrictive. You're not really enjoying it, but like for the best outcome, this is how it has to be. When you let this energy go crazy, it literally goes crazy. Even you don't like it. So you will have a good outcome, but it's kind of like we got to stop it. We got to slow it down. We got to like, all right, no more changes. No more changes until it's completely solidified and stable. And then controlled and restricted change after that. I don't see you really enjoying that process, but I feel like that's how you're going to get your best outcome. I don't know. For whoever that hits for, that hits for. I don't know. I feel like I don't like it. Like, the energy I'm connecting to is like I don't like doing it this way, but I'm understanding. If I want to be happy when it's all said and done, that's how it has to be done. So, take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same information, same email. Thank you again for watching, and you have a good day.